Johan Liebert doesn't manipulate people. He becomes the voice they tried to silence, the truth they buried and lied to themselves about. When he speaks, he doesn't change them. He shatters the illusion they've been living in, forcing them to confront a reality they've desperately avoided. He doesn't create monsters. He simply holds up a mirror, revealing what was always there beneath the surface. And once someone sees that reflection, they can't escape it. That's why Johan isn't the real monster. We are. Everyone thinks Johan represents nihilism, but he's something deeper. He embodies the emptiness of humanity. Because at the end of the day, we don't care about others as much as we pretend to. And Johan sees that. He doesn't create monsters. He uses what's already there. Born from experiments meant to create the perfect leader, Johan became something beyond that. Something empty. The nameless monster. The prisoners are the clearest example of Johan's manipulative genius. They don't kill simply because they're ordered to. They do it because Johan understands them better than they understand themselves. He validates their beliefs and desires, earning their respect. So when he asks for a favor, they obey willingly, not out of fear, but because they see it as coming from one of their own. He doesn't manipulate Richard Braun. He doesn't need to. Johan simply reflects the truth Braun had buried, acting as a mirror for his darkest desires and actions. Confronted with what he'd done, Braun chooses to die, not because Johan manipulated him, but because he finally saw the monster he had always been. Everyone thinks the scariest thing is dying. They're wrong. The scariest thing is dying alone, forgotten, unseen, with no one to remember your name, and knowing exactly who's responsible, yet powerless to stop it. This is Johan's most dangerous weapon, isolating his victims like Schuld and General Wolf, earning their trust for his needs, or letting them wither away one moment at a time. Most people see Johan and Tenma as a battle between good and evil, but it was never a fair fight. Johan believed all lives are equal only in death, but what he revealed is far more disturbing. Even in death, they're not equal. Then what decides the value of a life? It isn't decided in death, but in the choices we make. Johan's interactions with children reveal something even more unsettling. They lack a defined identity or purpose, and Johan sees that emptiness, where Tenma tries to guide them toward the light. Johan shows them the darkness already inside them and lets it take over. Some lose themselves completely, but with people like Tenma and Grimmer, they learn that life is still worth living. Because Johan didn't just see the darkness. He was consumed by it, but these children aren't, and that means they still have a choice. The ending of Monster is often misunderstood. By this point, Johan has already given up. He fulfilled his mother's final wish by killing the monster who created him and surrendered fully to the darkness within. Even Nina's forgiveness, the only person he truly cared about, cannot bring him back. He wants Tenma to shoot him not to prove a point, but to end his suffering, to give him the only relief he has ever known, escape from a world that only brought him pain. And in that final act, he asks Tenma for something he never had. Kindness from the only man who ever treated him as human. Johan isn't the monster we think he is. He's a reflection of our society, of our darkest impulses and desires, which keep growing and growing until they explode. And from that darkness, a monster is born. And that monster is Johan Liebert. If you connected with this, I made a video exploring Grimmer and Tenma as well. Thank you for watching.